Greetings, my friends. I am Gilles Mansillon. I wanted to wish you a good day on this very important transition where there is a few days of immense transformation. It is important to stand still. It is important to be happy in the waiting, happy in the silence, happy in serenity, to be serene, to embody peace rather than just think about peace. Like it is better to feel the love than just to think about love. So it is important to know that all our plans have already been approved by the universe. All the project, everything, the abundance, the prosperity, all of that. We just need to remove ourselves from the process to allow the Creator to provide that. And to understand, no matter how much project or how much we want to do or how much we want to achieve in this world, our own personal transformation is the most important and the most challenging of all. So whatever little steps we can gain over ourselves is very meaningful and significant for every little steps we can make in our own personal evolution and progression. Right now we want to stick to simplicity, stick to simple for the next few days. There's a great deal of integration. There is Venus and Jupiter that are conjuncting. Venus is love, Jupiter is the miracle, and all of that is anchoring in the next few days so through the meteorite shower. So it's very much a time for miracle and unexpected blessings. But it's important to find happiness in the waiting. For me, it's not been easy because my wait has been long, but it's non-action and surrender is very important to allow to find that is really how to allow the integration of this natural of the new energy to integrate naturally, but it requires stillness and to move into the presence. The presence is in the beingness. So we do need to find pleasure in non-action. It is very important. I'm going to speak about different ideas as the law of one and the astral planes and discuss some other subject. I thank you very much for liking, sharing, and commenting, as well as not to forget to subscribe. I thank you so very much for your donations, if you can. And if you're interested by art or you want a private consultation, do not hesitate to get in touch with me. So Spirit is showing me some very significant thing. It is showing me that the way has to be the royal way. We have to be royal. We have to be noble. We have to be abundant. We have to be free. And right now there's all this alignment, like Mercury yesterday just came into direct mode. So we're receiving a lot more, and our communication is going to be a lot more direct. So and I'm going to just reiterate the principles, eternal principles of the law of one. Just fundamental. There are many principles on this divine eternal law that humanity do not know, but they're scientific, they're invariable, they do not change no matter what. And soon we're going to be able to utilize this knowledge to increase the quality of our life, because this will be integrated within our consciousness. The first principle of this law of one is the principle of existence. We don't have a choice. We exist. We cannot deny the fact that we exist. If we exist, we are eternal. Actually, we always existed and will always exist. And because God is eternal, if God wasn't eternal, we could not exist and we wouldn't be eternal. But God is the only one that's that's eternal without qualification. He exists. He's the one that provides life for everybody. But we, as an extension of God, as children of God, we have been granted this immortality of our soul. So principle of existence, we will change form, we will leave this physical form at some point, but we will always exist. And when we die, we realize that existence and life goes on beyond the physical realm. The second principle is the principle of inclusion. We can never be outside of God, outside of life, outside of the law. We may believe that we're separated from life, from God, from the truth, from anything through time and space. There is this principle of going away from the source, but it implies the return, as it's taught in the Tao Te Ching. I'm going to talk a little bit about Taoism, because Taoism is the science of non-action, to allow God and nature and the Tao to unfold naturally the highest potential for us. And so the second principle is the law of inclusions. No one can be outside of the law, outside of the one. The third principle is the law of one. Is the one. All is one, and one is all. All is part of infinity, and infinity is within all. God is made of God, and so there is the totality of God within each and every one of us, and it will always be like that. God can never make anything less than that. And the another principle is the law of cause and effect. We don't have a choice. Everything we do will be reflected upon us. It's the law of attraction. It is the law of karma. Karma is not a punishment. It is just a reflective principle that forces us to balance out the energy in relationship to what we've done that was not in alignment with the law, with the transgression and of the love for life. And first we have to recognize that everybody is transgressed consciously or unconsciously. So we have to recognize and accept our transgression so we can move into forgiveness, self-forgiveness, and go beyond karma. For that is the law of grace. The law of grace is that unconditional love and unconditional forgiveness transcends karma once we can recognize our own mistakes and accept to correct it, and we can find forgiveness within that. Just as in the law of cause and effect, there is the law of opposite. Sometimes we're asking something, but life will show us the opposite just so that we know both sides of the coin. For there is the principle, the hermetic principle in the Kybalion or the Corpus Hermeticum, that's also part of that law. And there is the law of the circle as well. The law, everything is a circle, part of this law of cause and effect. Life is a circle, everything goes in circle. And then there is the law of transformation. This law says that everything, there's only one thing that never changes, it is change. Everything will always change except the source and the law. For all those principles will be slowly but surely integrated and known as scientific principles. They do not change. They cannot change, regardless of what we think and want to believe, or they will not change. For right now, there is this great deal of integration from the star Sirius. Sirius is the blue sun, and we're going to be able to, it's the spiritual light, the spiritual sun that will guide us towards angelic reality in the cosmic ages to come, and so we'll be receiving more and more from this blue sun of Sirius. But we have to understand that the third dimension group, those who do not do the ascensions, are needed for the ascension, for the evolution of the planet Earth. She's been in that for a very long time, and we need them. We need them just as we needed all the dark ones to be so dark, so that we can awaken to our light. Otherwise, we would have never felt the need to awaken to the light and regain our own inner power. If the life outside was normal, there is no need. So that's why there is so much evolution on this planet. So we needed all that. Of course, we want to uproot all of the darkness and the evil out of this garden, of this heavenly garden that is the Earth, in order for all humanity to live in peace and joy and abundance and freedom. But and that is already done on the higher plane. We just need it for it to be manifested in the physical through just a process now, time. But we do need the third dimensional group, those who have not chosen to awaken, because those they're still really good mirror, and will be, they may not understand us, but we need to understand them. It's like evolutionary contrast. For all the arts have the art that's done in relationship to source have very specific frequency to awaken transmission that awakens on the DNA level, the memory within people. I know my art, ever since I started doing art in 1989, my art started to manifest. There's been source energy within that, but there wasn't the time. People were not ready to accept that, but now it is going to be ready. So I'm really eager to retrieve all my paintings, to present it into the world officially. For now, I'm going to show some paintings. So all those new paintings, even, they are very specific frequency. They're abstract art, but they have very specific codes, and they will go to whatever they need to be. I know people that buy those paintings will have one regret later on, is that they didn't buy more, because it's going to be very important. And as we awaken, we're going to start to enjoy more and more the reflection of higher frequency art. So So it is. I'm going to share some of the new paintings. So also understanding the dreams are more and more and more important. The dreamscape, of course, if you have a nightmare, just forget about it. You've transmuted a negative energy. But there is a lot of information that will be transmitted through dreams. And so it is a very important point of communication between us and our higher self. And we have to move with trust, and we no longer really need confirmations or signs. Of course, the mirror will continue to give us sign and guidance. Life will always guide us, will always mirror and reflect back to us our level of consciousness to the next level. But we no longer really need the signs because we trust. We have the trust. We are really anchored. We are on the rails. But we need to be aware of this frequency of war and consciousness, not to allow to be fooled by it, and we need to put an end to that war. All the energies of war are being disengaged, discharged by the collective awakening. We're really shifting reality. Because this war, dark and light, have already been won on the higher planes. Now we just need to anchor all the way down to all the aspects, all the areas of the earth, and there is all kinds of awakening of old sacred sites. For me, it's really hard to believe what Spirit is announcing me about my life on the earth as a paradise life. It is so amazing. I'm trying to avoid getting lost in the details. For it is important, regardless of how much or what is showing up, to stay simple and spiritual, to stay heart-centered and within the presence. But what Spirit is showing me is a life in fifth dimension, like it's the age of Aquarius. A lot of the life outside of the box of the 3D reality, the 3D beings will not understand how we get there and why we are able to live such an amazing life in the material and physical world alongside with them. I'm getting many clues, even though it's hard to believe that, because or even feel the experience of what they've been showing me. I know my higher self is already there, but but it inspired my mind, and I'm really eager to start this new life. Although I'm getting the perspective of serenity, to be okay with the waiting. And I'm getting little bits of information more and more every day. It's just it is still challenging, the wait, because but it's necessary, I guess. And what is presented is absolutely amazing. So it's hard to believe even. It's hard to tune into the frequency of it, because it's so amazing. It's so different from what I'm experiencing now. But just being in gratitude, appreciation, and I know I'll be ready to embrace those responsibilities as soon as they come. To discuss a little bit the fourth dimension, we're going to be moving into the fourth dimension from the third. The third dimension is the reality of the ego self and the world of senses, as only the physical reality is real. The fourth dimension is very vast. It surrounds the planet. There is many parallel Earths and realities within that. There is when we dream, we are in the fourth dimension. It's like physical, but it's more flexible. It's a physicality that is far more flexible. Consciousness has a lot more power within the fourth dimension when we can direct our energy. And so there is many levels of within the fourth dimension. It includes all the darkest nightmare, but all the best dreams. We have to realize the fourth dimension is the astral planes of the earth, and the third dimension it's like the lowest part is what we would call the hell, the biblical hell, and the highest part of the fourth dimension is the biblical paradise. And then the fifth dimension would be the nirvana, the point of freedom beyond the change of that. But even there is, as we ascend, we have 7 dimensions within ourselves, 7 chakras, 7 dimensions, and the portal of infinity above us. With the 8th dimension, the collective soul, we're still individual in the 8th dimension, but we're part of a collective, and then we align in the 9th dimension with the divine plan, and align with the great central sun in the 10th. And then there's the 11, 12 that are ascending frequencies of that higher light, and then on the 13th dimension is a bridge, a point of stability beyond the transformation of the sub-universe and the 12th dimension. So the fourth dimension is something we need to traverse and we have to realize it's this fourth dimension is where spirit lives to assist in the third dimension. There was dark beings like the archons and negative extraterrestrial that come down from the higher planes into the fourth dimension of the earth and set up the nefarious plan from the lower part of the fourth dimension, and that's from where they control the psyche of humanity. But all of it has been cleansed. And then the higher spirit, the higher galactics, and the archangels and the masters, they go down from their higher planes into the higher part of the fourth dimension, and they operate from there to assist us from there. And they only go to the lower planes of the fourth dimension when they have cleaning jobs to do. But now it's all being within the fourth dimension. There is all our dreams, all the imaginations as well. It is a very very rich, and every dimension has an astral plane, a plane of transition towards a higher plane, and have sub-level, sub-plane, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, seventh, all of that. And slowly but surely, as consciousness is ascending through the many levels, for it is the because even when there is a storm, the sun always shines above the storms. The sun is like it's God. It's like God. It's the permanent, the light. It's always light. It doesn't change. It's like, and the clouds are like is what is temporary. The clouds is the breath of the earth. It is the symbol of change, and the wind is the breath of heaven that moves the clouds in the sky. But above the cloud, there is always the light, always shine behind beyond the shifting sand of the third dimension. So for every dimension, there's many levels within each dimension, and but it's good for now to connect to the pyramid of light we have in the upper level of the fifth dimension. It is a pyramid of light that we have, and when we project our consciousness there is only the Creator and our guides, and there is no astral interferences. And so continue to know that your personal transformation is the greatest and most challenging enterprise of this lifetime. I hope you continue to work on yourself. I thank you for your support, for not forgetting to like, to share, to comment, to subscribe. I thank you so very much for your donations if you can, and if you want a private session, your consultation, you can get in touch with me. And the card of the day is the message in the bottle. No, we don't need signs, but they're gonna keep coming. So just pay attention to your guidance, to what is being revealed. It's far more important than what the physical eye can see. What the heart sees is really what the truth that the spirit wants to bring into into your reality. I signed a few paintings. Well, those are from yesterday. So I share those. They're very unique frequencies. They all have different frequencies. I'm sure that each person that needs to have those paintings will be attracted to them. And those two, I wasn't sure. I wanted to add some yellows and more colors, but in truth, there is already so much that is going on. I didn't want to disturb it, and they do take time to reveal themselves, those paintings. There's a lot going on in those works, a lot of life that is going on. And they're all very, very different. So. I sell those for 373 euros. I wrote it down from 500. When I start my project, I'm going to raise the price, of course, again, because there'll be a professional setting. And those 777 euros. Well, I'm open to any reasonable offer, of course. This one I was going to add some colors, but it's like it's too perfect as it is. It's like how can if I do anything, it's going to completely disturb it. So, and then this one. I placed them on my Telegram channel and Instagram with a few days. In a couple of days, they will be posted. Well, my friends, I'm going to finish with a song, then pull out some cards. I hope this message was meaning for you. I'm going to, it's a song that went through my mind. It's a song about love, romantic love. We do not choose who we fell in love with, and when. After that, it works, it doesn't work, but sometimes it's like it can be very painful, but it's still very valuable. It's all very heart. It's an opening of the heart. And so it's an old song. It's called Can't Help Falling in Love. Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you. Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you. Like a river flow surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you. It's very important to fall in love with ourselves. It's very important. It's the first thing, because the love we feel is the love in our heart. Sometimes someone can ignite this fire, the memory, the connection, and then we, oh wow, it is amazing. But the other person may not feel that connection. Sometimes it is one way. It is one way. And eventually they might do it, but it's maybe too late because the window of opportunity has passed. So we take it as it goes, and to know that there is always meaning behind the love we feel and the love we share. And so the card of the day is potential. There is a great deal of new potential. We want to do all we can to turn the potential into actual. Although now it's a time of integration. When it's time to act, we have to act. We don't want to wait for anything. We're motivated. We have this force of will to whatever we are called to do is what we need to do. What we have to understand is the gateway. It is the passageway. It is right now is a very important gateway to allow there is a lot of energy that is coming down. So we're integrating the doorways. When there is cosmic doorways, it's always a two-way street. Sometimes we move our consciousness through the doorway, but sometimes it is energy that comes down from the doorway, from the gateway. What we need to understand is going forward. We have to move forward. There is no going backward, and there is no standing still. We do need to stand still. We do need to, but still, in standing still, we are moving forward because we are no longer being agitated by the lack or the frustration of not having something. And so sometimes the standing still is the moving forward. Just follow your intuition. And the wisdom, what we need to do is wisdom, to follow, to seek the wisdom, to ask for wisdom. If you don't know something, just ask the universe from your heart. The universe will provide answers, and the outcome will be striving. We're going to be so happy, so prosperous, so abundant. It's going to be very we are meant to be striving, not surviving, and we're really moving out of this old phase of transmutation. We needed to also experience that, because so many people in humanity are also experiencing that. And so it is very important that we knew what this was about, the lack, the survival, all of that. We needed to have a good understanding of that to assist others and to be sensitive to what they've been going through. But there is no more need now for us to remain in the lack. We need to move into abundance, to stay in survival, and we get to move into striving. Well, my friends, I hope on those good words, I wish you a good day. Thank you very much, and I'll talk to you later. Namaste.